Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here today with episode 2064 of the Cabral Concept. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we are going to answer a question that we've gotten quite a number of times from many listeners, and that is to when they should take their supplements. What is the best time of the day to take their supplements for best results? So that is exactly what we're going to go over today. I wanted just to put a little bit of thought into this podcast. That's why I didn't just immediately come out, create a podcast on it, because there are essentially, if I think about it right now, 3, 4, about 6 times of the day that most people 7 times a day could take their supplements. So I want to go over those, let you know that only about 3 of them are the most common. And then at the very end of the show, I want to teach you how to create your own supplement protocol. And you'll know that no matter what you're taking, you're going to take it at these specific times of the day. Now, you might ask yourself, why can't I just take all my supplements with breakfast or all my supplements with dinner? And the reason is that some supplements work better at the evening time of the day, the end of the day, basically the dark hours when our body is to get into more of a repair and anabolic mode. And others work better in the daytime hours, more of the catabolic hours, the hours we're supposed to be awake, and they juxtapose each other. So a really good example would be using something like vitamin D. Right? So if you're using vitamin D, it is better. Now you can make a case to take it at any time of the day. There's no doubt about it, right? So the number one rule is you always follow what your practitioner tells you to do because they have a unique plan for you. I'm giving you a general guideline that 99% of people should use, okay? But if you have a practitioner, please listen to your integrative health practitioner. Use the label that they gave you, right? That's the most important. Now, here's the thing. Vitamin D naturally brings a little bit of calcium into the bloodstream. Now, we can easily balance that with magnesium. There's no doubt about it. But since we know that the body during the day, especially when it's more of a fight or flight, it's more of the sympathetic nervous system, is going to bring calcium naturally into the bloodstream anyways. That's what naturally happens. We can just take vitamin D the first part of the day. And we know that vitamin D, the normal period of time you'd be getting your vitamin D is during the probably first half of the day, or at least during the sunshine hours, right? Strongest sunshine hours, about 10 to 2. You take it during the morning-based hours, easiest time, and it's going to be assimilated over the course of a couple hours. The smartest time, the best time, the easiest time to take vitamin D is with breakfast. With food, I need to specify that in just a moment of what type of food. Now, when we look at zinc, well, zinc would actually be taken at dinner time. And that is because zinc is one of the most powerful anabolic minerals in the entire world. It will help you to repair muscle tissue after a workout. It will help to boost the immune system. It will help for deeper sleep. And it does its best work at night. Now, there's caveats to everything. And so we can't talk about every nuance today. But let's say you are taking 75 milligrams of zinc for a period of 2 to 3 weeks because you have a cold or you have a virus and you want to give that immune system a little bit of help. Okay, well then at that point, you could be taking 25 milligrams at breakfast, 25 at lunch, and 25 at dinner. All of that makes sense, but I'm talking about what you do on a daily basis, right? Not what you're doing on a one-off basis, because I have lots of nutritional supplements. I probably have 40 nutritional supplements, maybe 50 nutritional supplements. Let's not kid anybody. I probably have 100 nutritional supplements, but I mean, this is what I do. Obviously, this is my life. But my wife gives me basically, I get a closet, I get a little pantry, and then I have boxes of all sorts of nutritional supplements. Now, do I take all all of those nutritional supplements? No. I mean, I have all those nutritional supplements ready to go. So if a friend, a family member, someone needs them, someone asks it, I have that there. But there are always nutritional supplements that I'm experimenting with, not willy-nilly, of course, but I'm using them for a reason. And the other part is that I don't take every single nutritional supplement on a daily basis. So a good example would be, let's say that I do feel a virus coming on. Okay, I have throat spray, I have nasal spray, I have colloidal silver, I have our elderberry products, I have the elderberry lozenges. So I have products that I need when my immune system is compromised. Or not compromised when my immune system needs to be ramped up. Then I have products if I need a better night's sleep because my mind won't turn off, or I did a workout too late in the day, or I've changed time zones. Okay, so I have my sleep help support. I have magnesium citrate. I have all these other things that I can do, okay? So but what I want to share with you here today, I'm actually going to give you what I do on a daily basis, but I want to help you understand when to take any nutritional supplement you have, all right? So let's go over first, what are the possible times of the day to take nutritional supplements? So possible times of the day are spread out by either with the meal or not with the meal. Now, some supplements have to be taken with the meal. And some supplements, in order for them to work right, have to be taken away from a meal. Really important. So if your practitioner says, take these herbs, take these proteolytic enzymes upon waking, or at least a half hour before a meal, you have to do that. If not, they're going to get mixed up with the food. They're going to start digesting the food. It's not going to work as well as it should, right? Okay. So we have away from the meal and we have with the meal. Now, you can take them upon waking, basically within 30 minutes of waking. You can take them with breakfast at a meal. You can take them mid-morning, not with a meal. You can take them at lunch with a meal. You take them mid-afternoon, not with a meal. You can take them dinner as a meal, and before bed, not as a meal. So if we look at that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, again, you might only eat 2 meals. You might eat 4. We're not talking about that here today. We're just talking about with food or without food. For the simple nuanced purpose here, we're going to say breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 meals a day, and then that's with meals. So then away from meals would be upon waking, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and before bed. So that's 4 more times, right? So we have 4 times away from food and then 3 times with food. I am going to make this so complicated, but then so easy. So I'm just kidding. Won't be too complicated. But I want you to understand is this can actually be very easy. So that's the most complicated. Now, why am I starting with the most complicated? Because you're most likely not going to do that, right? You're not going to take your supplements mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Most people will never take mid-morning or mid-afternoon supplements. One, it's very difficult to remember 7 times a day to take nutritional supplements. Now, we will make this easy. I use this. If you're watching this on video, you can see this vitamin box, this pill box. I have one in my office. These are lunchtime vitamins. And then I also have one at my house for my breakfast on the go and my dinner supplements. So really simple, really, really easy to use. So, I mean, those are super simple. I'll link it up for you today for a vitamin case. But of course, you can get any vitamin case you want. So here's the thing, though. We want to make this simple. Why would someone take mid-morning, though, and mid-afternoon? Almost no one will. It's only if you're taking mood enhancers like nootropics, such as a 5-HTP or a GABA or an L-tyrosine, that you may want to take those away from food so that they can be absorbed within about 20 to 30 minutes maximum, and they get right into your body and blood, and you're able to utilize them, okay? So that's the reason why. So now we've already narrowed down, we've taken away 2 times the day that most people will never do, right? And they'll never do that, okay? I'll talk about nuances again in a minute. What most people are going to do, if they're on a program or protocol, they're going to take upon waking, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then before bed. Not difficult to do. I don't have them with me. I wish that I did. I do have one right here. So lo and behold, this is a little, you can see it's a little baggy if you're watching this on video. Not a Ziploc bag. These can be used 20, 30 times before they break. And what this is a very easy way to transport your supplements. And I'll show you right here. So I have 5 vitamins in this bag. Okay. And I could pop this in my pocket and I could take it with me anywhere, which is what I do. So if I go out to dinner with my family, all of my vitamins are here. And then I have little vitamins for my family as well, because they take vitamins. So I'm in charge of the vitamins for the family. And that probably makes sense. So what we do though, is we make things super simple. So we make the label, and I recommend you make your own label so that you don't have to open up your bottles every single time. You make it super easy. So all you do, again, if you're watching this on video, you can watch it on video at stevencabral.com/2064, or you can watch this, of course, right on YouTube, and we would love to have you over there. So I'm going to open up my supplement container without trying to spill all my supplements. You can see them all in there. And again, this makes it very easy. I don't need the label on the top. Usually we put a label right up here telling you what supplement it is and what time of the day to take them. And that, again, makes it super simple. I've been taking supplements now for 25 years. I know what they all look like. I have my own little system of how to take them, what to take them. And again, I do this for my beyond full-time work here. So what I want to share with you then is when to take your upon waking and before bed, and then what to take with a meal. All right, so let's go through herbals first of all. So herbal-based products would be like an ashwagandha. You might even consider them to be something like a phosphatidylserine. Both of those are good for calming the body. It might be a passion flower. It might be something for energizing like rhodiola. So these are all great adaptogens. So if you see an herb, that herb can be taken with food or away from food. It's perfectly fine. Typically, herbs were always used to cook with. However, back in Ayurvedic times, they could be taken as a tea. Same for traditional Chinese medicine. Same for Egyptian and other Greek-based medicine, Native American-based medicine. So all of these were always taken that way. If we look a lot as in South America and Amazonian-based medicine, they would take them as teas as well, but they would also do what Ayurveda did, is they would grind them up themselves, and they would then mix them with a little bit of raw honey or something else to make their own little pill, their own little vitamin. And I was actually in charge of that for about a 5-day period of time, making the vitamins, making a lot of what they call the decoctions over in Sri Lanka at this really nice clinic that I was at. So that's a great way to be able to take your herbs. So if you want the herbs to get into your body the fastest way possible, you always take everything on an empty stomach. So that's when you take them on an empty stomach. The best example of this is we have something called the CBO protocol. It's for people to help rebalance their gut, right? To help with all sorts of digestive issues like bacterial issues, yeast issues, etc. So what we're going to do is you're going to take those herbal-based products upon waking. And you're also going to take what's called proteolytic enzymes. So that's our next one, besides herbs, is enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes, which are meant to break down the biofilm in your intestines or go into your bloodstream and break down proteins that shouldn't be there. They're amazing. I've done many shows on proteolytic enzymes and serrapeptase. Huge video that we did that really, for whatever reason, caught people's attention on YouTube. You never know what people are going to be most interested in, especially on YouTube, but that one on serrapeptase was very big. And so what I would share with you there is the goal then is to not have it unabated by food. So you want to get it in through your stomach, into your intestines, without it having to digest any food. So that's the goal of proteolytic enzymes. Regular digestive enzymes, like the daily digestive enzyme, okay, that's taken with a meal, ideally at the beginning of the meal, but I do not confuse my private wellness clients, and I don't recommend if you're a practitioner, you confuse them as well. Because it's often said that you should take your daily digestive enzyme 10 to 15 minutes before a meal. And I agree with that. Okay, that is the truth. However, it's still going to work if you take it mid-meal with all of your other supplements, and then your client or you don't need to figure out which one is the enzyme out of your 5 or 6 different vitamins that you might have at a meal. Okay, so really important. So enzymes, digestive enzymes with the meal, they're digesting food. Proteolytic enzymes like chlorophyll away from a meal. All right. When should you take your vitamins? Your vitamin A, B, C, D, E, all of your vitamins. You take those with food. Excuse me. And the reason you take them with food is that those vitamins actually help to process the food better and use the usable energy. So let me kind of open that up a little bit now. Your vitamin A, D, E, and K are called fat-soluble vitamins. You want to take those with a meal with some fat. It can be any fat, avocado, olives, olive oil. It can be meat, fish, you name it. Okay, it just needs fat to be absorbed better. Now, if you are taking B vitamins, it's okay if those are away from a meal, but ideally they're taken with a meal with some carbohydrates because they help and are utilized with the carbohydrate digestion process. Okay, so vitamins, you don't need to know which vitamins they are. Ideally, they're taken with a meal or, of course, with one of your shakes or smoothies. All right. So when you are taking betaine HCl, this is kind of in a class all its own. It is meant to help you make more stomach acid, which means you only want to take that with a meal. Because if not, it can actually be dangerous putting that in your stomach, making stomach acid when there is no food to break down. So betaine HCl is taken mid-meal. Really important. Betaine HCl taken mid-meal. And again, that's why you can simply take all of your meal-based vitamins mid-meal. That means you have food in your stomach first, and then you put the vitamins in, and then the next layer of food comes in. So it's kind of packaged in the middle, and it's very easy on your stomach that way. So if you've ever had difficulty digesting vitamins, take the mid-meal. Okay, this is going to bring me to minerals. Minerals are selenium, chromium, manganese. You could even be your electrolytes. All of these can be taken with a meal or without a meal. There's really no issue at all. However, I'm always recommending them typically with a meal. I always throw in the typically there, right? Because there's a time and place for everything. The reason is that you have minerals that are typically gotten from your food. So when you take vitamins, it's typically from food, right? When you eat food, you typically get minerals as well. I typically like your minerals at a meal. There's one nuance to minerals that it has to be taken at a meal. If you take zinc on an empty stomach, you might throw up. You might get nauseous. It's not you, it's the zinc. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of people that tell me they can't take zinc. And I said, do you take it on an empty stomach? They said, yes. I said, you can't take zinc on an empty stomach, even if you have a strong stomach. I have a pretty strong stomach. Not a lot upsets my stomach. That doesn't win me any prizes. It's just, I've literally can count on one hand the number of times I've thrown up my entire life on this planet. One hand, that's it. If it goes in, it doesn't come back up. That's basically how my stomach works. But I've made the mistake of taking zinc on an empty stomach and it came back up. All right. So really important. Take zinc mid-meal. But it's that easy, honestly, is you just take your mineral supplement mid-meal or your zinc mid-meal, all right? And then you should be fine. 99.99 out of 100 will be fine taking zinc mid-meal. All right, what about your omega-3s? Well, think about it. Your omega-3s are an extract from, sometimes you can get them from algae, no doubt about it, but most people are taking them from some type of fish, hopefully sustainable fish, hopefully a low mercury fish like anchovy or wild pollock, something that's sustainable as well. What else is a good one? Mackerel, that's a great one. So, okay, you want your omega-3s taken at a meal, like you would typically get it with food. And that's going to be much easier on your stomach as well. All right, what about amino acids? Like let's talk about that first, all right? Because I was just about to go to leucine, isoleucine, valine, like your branched chain amino acids. Typically, people are taking those on an empty stomach when they're trying to preserve muscle before a workout, as like a pre-workout or peri-workout, intra-workout, whatever you'd like to call it. That's fine. That's no problem at all. But here's what I want you to think about amino acids in general, like in your protein shakes, whatever it might be. Amino acids are protein. I mean, that's really it. So when you're talking about amino acids, they are pieces of protein. I mean, that's really what they are, right? Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So they are a meal. So you can take your amino acids whenever you'd like, but when you take amino acids, you are eating. Amino acids will break your fast. If you listen to my previous podcast this week, you know that amino acids will break your fast as well. So that might be okay with you. It might not be okay with you, but I at least want you to know that. All right, just a couple more to go. Caffeine is the next one. So ideally your caffeine, you need to know when to time these things, right? If you take it on an empty stomach, it's going to heighten your nervous system to a much higher degree. It's going to be stimulating your nervous system, not a good thing, stimulating your nervous system to a much higher degree. Ideally, caffeine is taken with a meal. It's actually, you slow the caffeine absorption, you slow the spike of the caffeine absorption, and it can actually be used a little bit for digestive energy as well. So I like caffeine with breakfast or after breakfast for most people. Just a couple more. The greens powders that people use, we make a rainbow powder, which isn't just greens powder. It's all of the colors of the rainbow. That's called our daily fruit and vegetable blend by Equilife. That can be taken by itself or with a meal. Because what is it? Well, I can't speak for every brand. There's lots of great brands. But our daily fruit and vegetable blend is 22 organic fruits, vegetables, and superfoods. So it's things like gluten-free wheatgrass and all of its gluten-free spirulina. It would be apple extract and tomato, and you get your blueberries and you get your pomegranate. So you get all these different fruits and vegetables without the sugar, and you get all of the phytonutrients from that. So of course you could eat those at a meal, or you can take it by itself. All right. And then the last ones, if I didn't name a supplement that you typically use, there's two categories of supplements. Things that promote anabolism in the body and repair and recovery, and things that doesn't promote catabolism, but more excitatory, more ramping the body up. So the anabolic, the recovery would be more like products like Adrenal Soothe, right? Adrenal calming products. They would contain L-theanine, ashwagandha, phosphatidylserine, those types of products. It would also be things like zinc and magnesium and melatonin. And even if you were just taking a straight glutamine product. Now, if you're using our Healthy Gut Support, you're taking that in the morning. That's a different story. But if you're using a straight glutamine product, you get best results at night. So it's more of an anabolic-based product. It's going to lead to more growth hormone-based production, a deeper sleep. So these are all things that you take in the second half of the day, okay, dinner and beyond. And then more of the energizers, the more of the catabolic ones would be more of your B vitamins, more of your caffeine, your vitamin D, and many thyroid-based products. Now, one more caveat is that some products are taken about 12 hours apart because they're going to be used over that 6 to 12 hours, and then you need your next dose to be used for the next 6 to 12 hours. So it's always in your system. So like B vitamins, we might use in the morning and at night. Thyroid, daily thyroid support, we might use at breakfast and dinner. So some are just 12 hours apart, right? 7 and 7, right around there, okay? So that's why sometimes things break the rules a little bit. But remember, please follow your integrative health practitioner, naturopathic doctor, or whoever is talking to you about nutritional supplements that's qualified, because they're going to give you a plan built for you. All right. So now let's go over how I use my nutritional supplements. And then mine will be more complicated. And then I'm going to make it super easy just with the 5 products that most people are using. Okay. So I'm going to go through mine fairly quick. You can always slow it down. You can always go back, listen to it again if you'd like. But here's what to do, or here's what I do first. So upon waking, I used to use a product called full spectrum vitamin C. And it was essentially all food-based vitamin C. Still love it, by the way. Still love it to this day. And it contains then ascorbic acid as well. So you get basically double. That's really nice. It's a gram a day, 2 capsules, super simple to use. But during the pandemic, I said, you know what? I'm going to up my vitamin C to 2.5 grams a day, which is from the alkalizing vitamin C. So I use just about 1 scoop. It's just under a scoop of the vitamin C, and it's basically a scoop. And I use that upon waking. So I brush my teeth and everything first. I kind of go through my morning routine, and then I hydrate. So when I hydrate with water in the morning, I just take my vitamin C. That's it. It's super simple. That's all I do. I don't think make things overly complicated. I like to squeeze a little extra lime in there. I like to do a pinch of sea salt. That's what I do. Okay. So that's my water, my vitamin C now for the day. And the reason is the alkalizing vitamin C has bicarbonates in it. And so that has to be taken away from food. Sodium bicarbonate it makes the stomach more alkaline, right? So that's why it alkalizes, right? Alkalizes the body because it puts in bicarbonates. Again, for everybody about to say there's no such thing as acid and alkaline, your blood always maintains a certain pH. I understand. Like we're on the same page. However, to maintain that pH of 7.356, your body needs bicarbonates, right? It needs to actually use those bicarbonates or it will make its own. So this is alkalizing because it's simply giving you those bicarbonates. That's all. All right. So then at breakfast, you know, if you've been listening to this podcast for any number of time, I make a smoothie every single day. I've got a smoothie right here, and I make one every single day. So, and that's even if I go out to breakfast with my family, I always have a smoothie because it's also 32 ounces that I get of hydration. So I don't just do it just for the nutrition. I also do it for my vitamins and minerals because in my smoothie is my daily nutritional support powder. Okay. So my daily nutritional support powder has all my vitamins, all my minerals, my electrolytes, my detox factors, plus 15 grams of plant-based protein for my day. So I'm looking to get all of that in one shake. So that way I don't have to take a million supplements because all my vitamins, my minerals, all my good stuff is already in that. In addition to my daily nutritional support, I am typically adding in 1 scoop of the advanced collagen support. It makes my smoothie a little thicker, and obviously the collagen can be helpful for my hair, my skin, my nails, and overall tissue repair. So that's besides my vitamin D, my 4 drops of vitamin D, I don't put that in my smoothie. I put the 4 drops under my tongue for absorption, and then I just sip it down with some smoothie. I also take longevity-based supplements. I'm not going to go into those. I'll be talking more about those towards the end of the year, but for about 3 years now, I've been using certain longevity, mitochondrial, natural inflammation balancing products, and I'll be talking about those. Those are simply spread throughout the day. Those are 4 different pills that I take breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'll be sharing more about that in the future, but that's when I take those. Those are a combination of herbs, certain amino acids, etc. Okay, so then at lunchtime, so I don't have anything mid-morning. So at lunchtime, I'm doing a whole food lunch. I'm using 2 of one of my favorite products called Hist Pro. So with breakfast, I don't do a whole lot of vitamins. I told you, vitamin D, some longevity ones, and then my daily nutritional support. Because my daily nutritional support contains 30 different things, I don't need to add a whole lot more, and I don't. So I just let my body ease into the day. At lunch, I have a whole food lunch. I'm taking 2 of my a product called Hist Pro. It's one of my favorites that contains quercetin, vitamin C, stinging nettles, bromelain, a bunch of amazing products. Okay, so that's in that. I take my longevity products again. I take a daily digestive enzyme. I take 1 betaine HCl if it is a complicated protein. So I usually do hemp hearts, but let's say it was fish, then I would take my betaine HCl. And if it is a more stressful time or I am traveling, I take 1 activated B complex because the daily nutritional support has a full B complex at breakfast. I take just 1 pill at lunch, and I will do 1 now at dinner. So the only thing I do want to say is before dinner, when I go for my workout, I am typically making, I'm not going to talk about the second smoothie because that was a new addition, but I'm typically doing a daily fruit and vegetable blend, 1 scoop in a mason jar filled with water, shake it up and drink it. It's crisp apple flavored. It's delicious. Like it's literally unbelievable, the flavor. And that crushes any cravings I have around 2:33 for any food that I would need. And it doesn't spike blood sugar. So that's the amazing thing about it. Again, like literally the best tasting rainbow organic fruit, vegetable, superfood powder you will taste. We personally guarantee that. If you don't like it, just return it. Honestly, like it's that good. And that will get rid of all your cravings. So that's the only thing that I'll do basically between lunch and dinner. At dinner, I do 2 omega-3s. Okay, 2 daily omega-3 support, 1 full spectrum magnesium. I do 2 Hist Pro again. I do my longevity supplements. I do a daily digestive enzyme, or 2 if it's a complicated meal. I do 1 betaine HCl, or 2 if it's a meat night, if it's a bigger meat night. I'll do the activated B complex if it's a stressful time. And that's when I take my balanced zinc. Okay. So that is what I do at dinner. Now, I will oftentimes add some adrenal soothe to kind of ease off the day, right? Ease away from the day. Or I'll do some CBD. So those are things that I like to do at dinner. I don't do those every day, that's for sure, but I just wanted to let you know that. And then before bed, this is when I take my probiotics. Most people take their probiotics upon waking, and I actually recommend that. However, I know my body, and you'll start to learn yours as well. I take my probiotics before bed, and the reason is that probiotics since I'm more of a TH2 dominant individual, it can be, I feel great with the probiotics. I feel a little more tired. I feel more just totally calm. So the 2 daily probiotic support, I just take before bed. I always feel best with it that way. I really do. Again, stomach feels great. Digestion feels great the next morning. I'll often take a little bit more magnesium before bed if I feel like my mind needs to turn off a bit more. This is a time that I would take my liquid melatonin as well. So that is what I do. I definitely take way more supplements than the average individual, but it works phenomenally well with my body. It really does. I have unlimited energy. My body's healthy. I feel fantastic. I have great workouts. And so I go with it. Now, in addition to all of these, I can't even name the other ones because they'll move into my daily regimen or not. And I'm typically always experimenting with one new product. I only do one so I can see, do I feel better? Do I feel worse? Do I feel neutral? And so that's what I do as well. All right. Now, what about for the average individual? What does an easier day look like, right? What does an easy day look like? It looks like this. Upon waking, 1 scoop of alkalizing vitamin C and your 2 daily probiotic support. Okay, that's it. Again, use any brand in the world that you like. Honestly, use whatever brand speaks to you, whatever brand you align with, whatever your integrative health practitioner recommends to you, whatever you feel works for you and that you can trust. Fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. I can't link up the products that I use because the FDA does not allow me to talk about, doesn't allow me to talk about the benefits of nutritional supplements and then link them up. I know it's mind blowing, but it is what it is. So all of the products I recommend are at stevencabral.com/Equalife. That's it. And that will take you to the Equalife website. So the other thing is you can always text me. So literally just text me at stevencabral.com/text if you ever have a question about one of these supplements. All right. So let's make it really easy. Upon waking, 1 scoop of your alkalizing vitamin C, and then drink down your 2 daily probiotic with that. You're good. Gut's good. You get your vitamin C in for the day for your immune system. It's fantastic, right? You get some electrolytes with that as well. Now at breakfast, you're going to do your 2 scoops of your daily nutritional support. That's all your vitamins, your minerals, your antioxidants, your fiber, your plant-based protein. And then you're going to do vitamin D with that. Super simple, right? That's it. With lunch, nothing. Make lunch easy. You go to work, maybe you don't want to travel with these little baggies. Don't worry about it. Now at dinner, what are you going to do? 2 omega-3 support capsules, 1 balanced zinc with dinner, and you're good to go. It's honestly that easy. It can really be that easy. That is our daily foundational protocol level 2. The only thing I didn't talk about was getting that daily fruit and vegetable blend in the crisp apple. If you like crisp apple, if not, you can do unflavored and do that mid-afternoon. It will crush your cravings and it will allow you, again, to achieve your goals to a better degree. So I do recommend that daily fruit and vegetable blend. You can mix it with your smoothie. Probably half of the people that have the daily fruit and vegetable blend just put a scoop in their smoothie. They do the unflavored or they do the crisp apple if they like the apple flavor. So that's easy. The only one that I didn't mention before that a lot of people use, and that's part of the daily foundation protocol level 3, is the enzymes, the daily digestive enzymes. And if you want to extract more nutrition from your whole food, or you're dealing with any digestive issues, like your digestion isn't that strong, then I recommend taking one of those at each meal. So honestly, that easy, super simple, $5 a day. Honestly, like I know it's $5 a day, but most people are spending $5 a day on a fancy Starbucks coffee or something. Honestly, if I go to Starbucks at an airport, and I just get, let's say, a cold brew with coconut milk. Let's just say I do that, which I have before. It's not my favorite thing, but let's say I do that. It's like $5, right? And so I can get all of my nutrition for the day. I can get literally all my B vitamins, everything, my daily nutritional support, my vitamin D, like all of these things for about $5. And if I add on the immunity protocol with the alkalizing vitamin C and the balanced zinc and the vitamin D, it's $2 more a day. So again, like I know that there's a cost to all of these things, and please choose your favorite brand. Choose any brand that you align with, that you believe, that you trust in, or that your practitioner recommends. But it can be life-changing. It really can. If you're like me and you were struggling previously with energy issues, brain fog, mood issues, low drive, low ambition, etc., getting your body the right nutrition it needs can be an absolute game changer. So all those products that I just spoke about, the simplified one, are at StephenCabral.com/DFP. And then for the immunity protocol, it's at StephenCabral.com/immunity. That easy. Again, I can't link those up, but you can always text me if you need me. And you can go to StephenCabral.com/text. It is, I think, free for most people. Maybe if you're overseas, you can still text me. It might cost a little bit just for whatever your carrier charges. So that's it for today. I know it was a longer show, but hopefully this answers now when to take your supplements for the absolute best results. And again, you can pick now any brand or any supplement in the world, and you kind of know when to move it into your schedule. If this was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe it could serve. Thank you so much for tuning into the show today. And before you go, I want to make sure that you know about this amazing offer over at Equilife. Right now, you can get a free box of one of our most popular products, which are these superfood chocolate bars. These are actual dark chocolate bars that you don't have to feel guilty about eating. At only 90 calories and only 5 grams of fat, you are looking at an organic chocolate bar that tastes like cherries, raspberries, and chocolate. So if you like raspberry and you like chocolate, you're going to love this bar. Picture a small, individually wrapped, organic dark chocolate bar that's loaded with superfoods as well, such as apple, cherry, and raspberry. What you really come across, though, is the dark chocolate and that raspberry taste, a little touch of cherry as well. They're absolutely delicious. My family loves them. We keep them in the refrigerator, and I have no doubt you will as well. And right now, every single order, while supplies last, will ship with qualifying orders over $99 from Equilife with a free box of chocolate superfood bars. Again, absolutely amazing. You can go to StephenCabral.com/Equilife for all of the details, or StephenCabral.com/chocolate to head on over to these chocolate superfood bars. Check them out, try them out, let me know what you thought. Love to hear from you. Take care.